Hello and welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. I'm Savio Rodrigues with Trianz, and we are partnering with CDO Magazine, MIT CDO IQ, and the International Society of Chief Data Officers in a series of interviews. Today, I have the pleasure of talking with Sangeeta, founder and CEO of Gotara. It's a pleasure speaking with you today, Sangeeta.
Thank you, Savio.
First and foremost, congratulations. And we'll talk a little bit about more of the award for Data4Good and why we are here today. But love to see the mission of Gotara.
I am very appreciative of that and humbled by the recognition. And what I would say is the reason I launched this company was I myself have grown up, whether it was college or the work I did, in a very male-dominated environment in aerospace, energy, and technology. And I was able to rise to executive levels in each one of the companies I worked at. And I was able to coach some people where I was able to make the difference in their career and help them grow. And I said, how do I go from a few people to millions of people? And that was the genesis of launch of Gotara. So from the perspective of betterment of society, come to the workforce and lead. The highest attrition of any professional population is women in technology and data fields. And when that happens, it's essentially everyone is leaving money on the table. Individual who's leaving the workforce, who was financially independent and may not be anymore. Success of the company loses every time a woman walks out the door from their company. It's a minimum of about $300K a year. And then it also impacts GDP of the countries. When women leave the workforce, just in Massachusetts, during the pandemic, the study indicated $70 billion loss in GDP because of women leaving the workforce. So those are the kinds of things that led us to start Gotara. And we truly, truly leverage data. So we leverage behavioral data, not survey data, and how we reflect them in the product and services every company offers.
Absolutely. And it's it's a passionate subject for me personally as well. And it's really nice to see, your company winning an award for gender equality. Would love to, know more about your work in this particular category, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
So in terms of, just gender equality, what would you love to share, anything about in that particular space about the work that you're doing?
Yeah. So let me start with the definition of gender equality. There are three pieces to it. You can improve gender equality in the workforce through recruiting, through retaining the women in your organizations. And then we also poach and steal women at executive level in our companies, in our organizations. So we are able to attract at the executive level, we are able to attract at the beginning level. However, we do not do a good job of retaining them and growing them and really creating the pipeline of leaders who can become the executive, so you don't have to steal people from outside. Or, you'll have some of that, but you'll have majority of the people going within the company. And when that happens, if there is no pipeline, companies need strategy.
Yep, I think that mentoring and that hand-holding is so key as people continue to shape in the workspace. Would love to know more about your future plans to build on your company's success in leveraging data for the betterment of society.
Savio, one of the things that I found being a business leader, a technical leader, you got to use the data to influence the decision. Numbers talk, data talks. And so we have actually created ROI, return on investment metrics, for every piece of work that you do. So we collect the data on behavior, we collect the data on impact. So we are using that impact data that eventually goes and impacts the bottom line and top line of the organizations. Identify the root causes of the problem. And then we are leveraging the data to really process it through career sprints. We're providing opportunity for career sprints and using AI ML to essentially supercharge DEI efforts that organizations have.
I mean, that's such a key booster, and as you rightly said, in terms of the data collection and driving all the AI and machine learning around it for better decision making is so critical, and I'm so glad to see more and more of that being driven in your space as well. Obviously, with this, it's good to understand how seriously your C-suite and board embraces this. Proper data governance and data stewardship as part of the DNA of your organization?
I would say my own background and my co-founder's background, we have lived this problem. So we are committed and passionate about this topic and leveraging data to influence and to drive what we want to drive. And then we want to run the business in a way that it is self-sustained. So it's not, sometimes when you say data for good, it's an NGO, it's charity and things like that. No, we want to create a self-sustained business that runs on its own and creates actually income and profits for the individuals, for the company, for the countries. That's what will make this hum.
And how do you see good data governance having a greater impact on society over the next decade?
Yeah, I think having data is awesome to drive business, but it is equally important to use the data responsibly. So for example, on Gotara platform, we say that we provide you safe space to discuss sensitive issues. We literally, anyone can come in and ask a question and get an advice within 24 hours from people who have lived in your shoes, without having to give your name and who you are and getting advisor who you also don't know. So it's an anonymous interaction. And PII information, we hold it very responsibly. That's what gives them safe space to actually come in and ask questions that they can't really ask anyone.
It's been such a pleasure, honestly, to be interviewing you on, and especially being a recipient of and being recognized for such a good cause. And hats off to your team. Congratulations from all of us again.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart and my team's heart.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Appreciate it.